In a time when silence was law and dissent a crime, one poet chose to speak. In the history of poetry and protest, no name shines brighter than Faiz Ahmed Faiz. Born of fire and ink, Faiz was more than a poet. He was a witness, a voice against silence. Lahore, city of culture and intellect. It was here, in the 1920s, that a young Faiz arrived to continue his education. It all began with a poetry competition, judged by none other than Allama Iqbal. A teenage Faiz recited verses that revealed a potential Iqbal instantly recognized. Iqbal urged Faiz's father, his friend from Cambridge, to send the boy to Government College Lahore. He studied Arabic and English at Government College. His passion for learning naturally led him into teaching and writing. Then came a brief chapter in the British Indian Army. Disciplined, fleeting, before he traded the uniform for the pen, becoming editor at the Pakistan Times. But Faiz was no ordinary writer. A committed Marxist in a fragile new nation, he was arrested, accused of conspiring to overthrow the government. They took away his freedom, but they couldn't silence his voice. Behind bars, where hope flickers like a candle in the wind, Faiz wrote some of his most powerful verses. 4 long years in prison. 4 years of ink and iron. Upon release, he stepped into another arena. This time alongside Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, a socialist leader with whom Faiz shared a vision of justice. He continued to write for magazines, for people, for truth. His words crossed borders, translated into Russian, earning him the Lenin Peace Prize. But peace is always fleeting in the eye of the storm. Bhutto's government fell. And then came the general, with a steely gaze and an iron fist. Zia-ul-Haq seized Pakistan's soul, scripting a saga of faith, fear, and ferocity. For a man like Faiz, a Marxist, a humanist, a lover of freedom, there was no room left. Deemed an atheist, watched by unseen eyes, he fled. Beirut became his refuge. Exile, his new companion. But even there, Faiz fought, with verses instead of weapons. He penned poems that pierced through Zaya's theocratic veil. Invoking the words of Mansur al-Hallaj, the Persian Sufi mystic, executed for declaring, Ana al-Haq, I am the truth. In the mystical tradition of Sufism, these words carry profound meaning, a declaration of the annihilation of the self, where the ego dissolves and only the divine remains. To Hallaj, it was union with God. To tyrants, it was a threat cloaked in heresy. Faiz, ever the craftsman of metaphor and defiance, wove these words into a poem, a quiet act of spiritual rebellion against the regime. But when the poem reached the hands of his publisher, fear took hold. In the volatile climate of Zaya's rule, such words could not see the light. The verses were removed, suppressed, erased. They never appeared in any local edition. Only in a rare 1983 publication in London does the full poem survive. A verse silenced by fear, buried in ink, waiting to be remembered.
गुलों में रंग भरे बाद नौ बहार चले, चले भी आओ कि गुलशन का कारोबार चले।